Hey everybody, welcome to my 201 InDesign or InDesign Basics course. Now, this is specially made for Sessions College for Professional Design students that are taking these courses. As you know, today we're going to be talking about exercise 3. Now, if you've been following along, you know that everything that we cover here, although it's specific to the exercises, can pretty much be applied to anything that you do as a graphic designer. So I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Now, there's a couple of points that we want to make sure that we understand. First of all, how to set up the document, make sure that we are doing it according to specs. It's going to be a 4-page document. And it's going to be full color, which means that you don't have to worry about putting too much color in the thing. Make it pretty, make it beautiful. That's what this is all about. So let's get started. So on display, we have the finished piece, which I'm going to put in presentation mode. W for white, and we have the cover. We have a nice spread inside, pages 2 and 3 with a table at the bottom. And we have the last page, which displays some information here at the bottom as well. So this is not bad. We're going to be building that next. So I'm going to hit escape and go to the document that I have already set up by basically creating a 4-page document with 3 column layouts and a nice 1/4-inch bleed. Okay. Now that being said, there are some adjustments that we need to make. For example, on pages 1 and 4, I'm going to hit the command key or the control key on Windows, I believe, in order to select these 2 pages. And then under layout, margins and columns, I'm going to set this to 1 column because the fact is I don't need 3 columns for the cover and back cover. Okay, now I'm going to go back to page 1 and bring in some, I'm going to bring in some stuff. So here we have the text, which I'm going to import now, and I'm just going to place it in here. Now, if we go back to the final piece, we see that there is some nice styling going on here with the text, and I'm going to try to emulate that in the new document that I'm doing. So the first step for me is to set up the styles for the document. So I'm going to go here under type and select show hidden characters. That way I can see these little guys. I'm going to zoom in here with command 2 or control 2 and select the whole line like so. Okay, I'm going to get to work now with the formatting. So I need a script font. So I'm going to choose a script. I'm going to find something nice like Bernadette, which I think is perfect for this type of brochure. Okay, now the size could be about 36. This is going to change probably when I start laying out the page, but I am pretty satisfied with these results. So I'm just going to select part of the title, go to the styles panel, option click on this little guy. I'll call this special title, apply it to selection, make sure that add to CC library is turned off, and okay. All right, so I can actually select the bottom one and apply the style. So that's what this is all about. At the same time, I need to select the body copy like so, change the font to something like Minion, for example. Yeah, that looks good right here, regular. The body copy should not be any bigger than 12 points, but I think I'm going to go with 11 points, which is perfect for this type of catalog. The space after, I am working under the paragraph formatting controls. It's going to be 0, but I am going to be applying a 1 pica first line indent, like so. I probably want to go with a left justify here for the alignment of the text. And finally, I'm going to create a paragraph style. Option click. I'll call it body copy, and I'll apply it to the selection. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and create the next paragraph styles. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna fit this to window, and then I'm going to basically just copy this text, or cut it, I should say. Go to page 2 and 3 and just paste it right in here, and start following the layout that I set forth in the final document. So that's good. I need this text, I'm going to delete that, and I can cut this out as well. So I use it on cover, like so. Okay. So again, I make sure that it's aligned to margins. Okay, I got center, so I double click inside, go to controls, and center it. Like so. It's sticky, so I have to do it. Okay, now let's set here the cities, so I need to click upward, so I start flowing the article through these boxes I'm drawing. I'm going to do this one more time. This time, I'm going to show you that I have each of these selected with a hotkey, so I can draw and keep selection. Option key, draw, keep selection. And I'm going to do this again here, top, one more time. And last time, so I click option key, don't need more. And yeah. So I remember my design did not have a column here, text, I need that, and that's why I need to fill these other frames. I need this text, so I think I will cut the character, sticky, it's sticky, so I can get back to the text tool, and paste it in here. Now this last line is the text, so I can cut, delete the instruction, so I'm going to here, go before and paste it in there again, lay margins, that's so important. Go back to the spread here and save it. That's very important. I think I'll save it as start document. Okay. And let's see. Let's go back to the front of the cover. Actually, I'm good with that. So let's go back here, and I'm going to start laying out the images. So for that, I'm going to draw out a frame. I'm going to hit the F key, begin to draw, but draw it all the way across and then hit the right arrow twice in order to draw 3 boxes, like so. Now with the selection tool, I can option drag, so I can make a copy of that. That is beautiful. Now I'm going to invert these, so I'm going to bring these down. Select everything. Notice how I am actually clicking outside of the boxes and then just dragging a marquee so that all of these are selected. And now I can just use the shift key in order to constrain the movement vertically, like so. Bring these up. Perfect. I think now I am ready to bring in the images, so I'm going to Command D, select all of these links, and start placing them. So here we have Brazil, here we have France, we have Mexico, probably, let's see, the 4th one, yeah? Or is it the 3rd one? Yeah, the 3rd one. And then actually, this 3rd one does not exist, so I'm going to Command Z to undo that and place it here. New York, and maybe Rome, yeah. This is the image for the cover, so I'm going to navigate to page 1. I'm going to place it right in here. I'm obeying my bleed. And this last one, I'm just going to escape out of that because I don't need it at this point. Bring this down. I'm going to use the fitting command in order to fit in window or in frame. And then I'm going to go back to pages 2 and 3, which are actually the hardest ones. So let's see, this we don't need. And this is just a big old table we're going to have here. And then what we want is we want to flow the text in each of the frames. Now here's a trick that we can actually pull off in order to do this. And it has to do with the paragraph style assigned to the title of the city. So what I want to do is just click in here, go to my paragraph styles panel, and right click on top of the name of the style so I can edit it. Okay, now here I'm going to find the keep options, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell this style to always start in the next column or frame. Now as soon as I did that, you can see that each of the titles are now living inside a specific unique frame. Because I am so keen on making everything aligned, okay, I'm going to start using the intelligent guides here, smart guides, in order to make sure that everything is nicely aligned. And I'm also going to align the top of the images with the top of the table. So I'm going to bring in a guide, set it like so, bring this down, and I'm going to make sure that this is perfectly aligned like that. That is just beautiful work right there, guys. Okay, now I can play with that, play with this, all right, just to get this right on the money here. We don't want the gaps to be just too big. And then we can use the fitting commands. How cool is that? I'm going to do the same thing here. Bring this down a little bit with the shift key. Look at that nice guide, right? And then bring this one down. Make sure that the gap here is probably as big as the one here. That way everything is nice and uniform. And again, I'm going to fit this image inside the frame. That looks pretty good, so I'm going to make sure that I save this. Okay. And now let's take a look at what we have here. Now this is a little weak. We can work on that. So what I want to do actually is just to, let's see, maybe I can just bring this up. Okay. And then I'm going to use the Command Shift or Control Shift so I can start resizing this proportionally. Okay. And then I'm going to draw a box here. Okay, so we recuperated, we got back our body text. And you know what? There's a big gap here that we need to work on. Now, there's a couple of things we can do. I want to make sure that this is perfectly aligned here. One thing that we could do is we can make the text a little bigger, which I'm hesitant to do. But you know what? I'm going to see how far I can take this. So instead of working on this text directly, I'm going to go to the paragraph style, edit this, and then make sure the preview is selected. So now I can go to the basic character formats and just bring this up, see what happens. Now you see we almost got it, as a matter of fact. So I think I'm going to leave it. I'm going to say okay. Probably I can maybe just cheat a little bit and bring this one up and maybe this one up. Okay, and there you have it. Perfect. Okay, we can set up a drop cap here if we wanted to. And I think I can do that through the styles once again. So I can edit the body copy, go down to where it says drop caps, and then create a two-liner like that. Now I don't like the fact that, first of all, the drop cap has been applied to all of my paragraphs, which defeats the purpose of the drop cap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel out of that. I'm going to just select this little paragraph and create a new style. And I'll call it first paragraph. Okay. And this first paragraph is going to allow me to apply the drop cap just to this paragraph. Okay. So right click, edit it, go to drop caps, add 2 lines. That looks good. I don't need an indent for the first line. So where are you? Right here. Delete that. Okay. And I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. Now there is some overflow text here. So I'm going to cheat a little bit. Given the fact that this is not real text, I can just do this and get it looking pretty. All right. Save it. Nice. I think we're about done there. Okay. Let's go back to the cover. Notice how we are going from page to page. We're not falling in love with anything just yet. We want to make sure that everything is nice and united throughout the pages. Again, do this. All right. Now to create the table, I need to first of all delete this text, which I don't need. And then I need to select everything and go to table and insert table or convert text to table. I think that is the most appropriate. Say okay, and there's my table, folks. I mean, there's nothing to it. Just like that, I created a table. Just bring this down. Okay, I could probably just bring this, oops, undo. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of these rows like that. Go to table, distribute rows evenly, like that. Okay, actually, I'm going to grab this one and use the shift key in order to just manipulate that single row. This is going to be a little bigger because it's the header. And now I can do it again to make sure everything is nice and even. Like that, okay? Perfect. All right, so I'm going to choose the entire table, select it, and make sure that everything is centered vertically. So I'm going to go here to the right side in the control panel, make sure that this is unlinked, and then work on the left side. Just bring it in like that. That looks nice. All righty. And now I'm going to select the table. I'm going to go back to table, table options, alternating fills. Okay. And we're going to start creating a pattern where one color, every other row, preview this, where one color is going to be, say, something like blue, and then the next color is going to be blue, but with a very subtle tint. Okay, so if I do this, we can see nothing happened, and I wonder why. Let's go back here to table options. That's not it. So I can go back here at any point and just set fills. And that's the problem. I have both of these values the same, so I have to make one. Let's make this 10% and this is 20. Okay, and now we see the difference. Okay. All right, now we're going to work on the formatting of the text. So I'm going to select this, go to my paragraph styles or paragraph formatting options here and select Medium Pro Bold. So I'm just going to select this one, go to my character controls, make it all caps, probably bold italic is a little more, it's a little better. Okay. Do I want to keep the color? I'm not sure because I'm using a red here. So I might as well just use it here as well. Let's see. Sure, why not? Let's give it a whirl. See how that looks. Dark red. Okay, and I'm going to call this in my styles. Option click. I'm going to call this table header based on none. And so I can actually select the entire row and apply table header. Okay. Okay, now the same thing I need to do for these items. So at this point, I'm going to bring them down to 11 points. I'm going to make these minion italic probably. And maybe just make sure that they have the same dark red, but at a smaller tint of reduced tint of maybe 60. Okay, create a style for that. Table cells, how's that? Okay, and just select all of these and table cells. Okay. Now let's hit the W on the keyboard in order to preview that, and that looks okay. I mean, I'm not thrilled, but that, you know, everything is nicely aligned, and we're starting to get the feel for the final catalog. So going back to W, I want to work on the strokes, which I think are just a little too aggressive. So I'm going to make sure that all of these lines are selected, and I'm going to say none. Okay. So again, if I hit the W key, this is what we have, which is not bad at all. Not bad. Okay, so let's bring in a background image by using the place command. Here we have the background. Okay, zoom out so I can actually place it in here. I'm just going to do this. Get it right in here, use the fitting options, and then we have to send this to back. So I'm going to go to Object, Arrange, Send to Back. Of course, it can't be that strong because readability becomes an issue. So what I need to do at this juncture is go to the Effects tab. Actually, I could do it up here as well. Okay, Transparency, and just bring this down. Actually, we can preview it. Look at that. So we can choose exactly how much opacity we want for this image. For me, maybe 40 is the sweet spot. Now I'm going to use a Shift W in order to preview this, and that looks pretty good. I think that about does it at this point. Escape out of that, and let's take a look at this image. I don't like the fact that the horizon line is right there at the table, so I'm going to just bring this up here like that. All right, go back, and I think that looks better. It gives context to the photo. Okay, now let's go back to the cover. You know what? I made up my mind. I don't want this, so I'm just going to eyeball it and just make sure that I create a nice composition for this. That looks much better. And then here, I'm probably going to use another part of the image. You know what? If I use patient mode, which means I click and hold, I can do much better than what I did before. Nice. So I'm looking at composition, right? So let's take a look at this final design. And what I did here was I actually made this a background color, which means that if I use it on the background, I need to use it here on the cover as well. So let's do that here. Why not? So this needs to be brought down. Use the F key to draw a frame. I'm going to zoom in here so everything is nice and aligned. And what I want to do, as a matter of fact, is fill this completely. And I want to make sure that this is perfectly aligned, center aligned vertically. In order to do that, I need to go to the Object, Text Frame Options, and align it to the center. Okay, I'll select this text. Go to Minion. You know what? Actually, I can just apply the body style that I have here, and then I can tweak it. For example, I don't need a first line indent, and I do need italic. Make this smaller, about 10 points, and center it. Okay, and now I can create my own style, which is going to be called, it's going to be based on body, and it's going to be called, let's see, back cover info. Okay, so let's fill this frame with this dark red. I can copy it, take it to page 1, and I can paste it in place. That way everything is nice and tidy. Bring this over here. Okay, and do the same thing here. So we got this. Another shortcut is Option double click or Alt double click, and that gets you to the text frame options. And now let's preview. So here we have our cover, which looks pretty nice. We have our inside spread with some changes and modifications. Now this I do not like. I would probably go back in here and fill this with a little more text. And finally, you have your last page. So as you can see, there's really nothing to it. It's not too hard, it's not too easy, it's just right. Just make sure you put your own spin on it. I'm only showing you the process that I go through in order to build this exercise, but it's important that you do your own design, and if you have your own workflow, by all means, go ahead and do it. If you happen to have any questions regarding what we just discussed or anything else, if you're a session student, make sure that you use the message section of Canvas in order to send me a direct message, and I'll get to it ASAP. Well, there's really not much to say on the subject, so we'll see you next time.